To get deep, you got to talk to me. You got to open your mouth. We got to talk to each other. And once again, be prepared for what's said to each other. Be prepared and address it truthfully. Number 4, believe in the good intentions of your spouse. You ever had a situation to take place, it didn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out, but you know the person's heart was in the right place? They had good intentions, but it may not have worked out the way you would have wanted it to work out. So you are believing that your spouse meant for this thing to go well. In other words, I see the good in you. I see the good in you even though this did not work out. You know, I told you, let me back up, let me rewind. Honey, what do you think about us starting a business? I'm thinking about us starting a business, getting in business for ourselves. We're gonna do our own thing. I'm gonna go ahead and leave corporate America, and we're gonna go ahead and just do our own thing. Wife or spouse may say, not right now, maybe not right now, maybe later on. Let's do a little more research. But no, we're gonna do this. I'm feeling this is what we need to do. I want us to be in a position where we can work together and we can be together even on our job. And we work this thing and have something to pass on to our children. We finna build this thing, now is the time. All right. Wife would go ahead and line up. Okay, all right. She was kind of just in disagreement, didn't want to do it right now. She go ahead and line up. They go ahead and open whatever the business is. 18 months later, you're in bankruptcy. In bankruptcy. Nothing in the checking account. Nothing in the savings account. Car's been repossessed. Now, wifey said 18 months ago, let's do a little more research. Let's work on this thing a little bit. And I don't think now is the time. But hubby did hubby have good intentions? Mm-hmm. How you handled that, and that's just an example, how you handled that in that situation will either scar hubby for a while, have that really on him, or you can handle it in such a way where he wants to rebuild, recoup, revamp, and make that thing right, and maybe later on try it again. The way in which you approach him, because you believe in he never wanted you to believe that I have ill will or I want us to fail. That wasn't it. I just had a dream, a belief, and I went for it. It didn't work out. But you have to believe in good intentions of your spouse at all times. Mm-hmm. You know that your spouse has your interest or your best interest at heart. Let me read this one. It kind of goes back to the example that I just gave. Have you ever done something that didn't work out the way you hoped it would? That's probably something nearly everyone has experienced. It's a terrible feeling, and the only thing that makes it worse is when someone, especially your spouse, says, I knew that wasn't a good idea. Mm-hmm. That's not expressing to him that you believe that he had good intentions. I knew that wasn't a good idea. You should have known it wouldn't work. That's like getting punched in the stomach twice for the same thing. Yeah. You already feel bad enough. You already feel bad enough that it didn't work. And now you come in, I told you that thing wasn't going. What were you thinking of? That's not believing that in that example that he had good intentions. In wrapping up everything that we talked about, let me go to Proverbs 10:12. Proverbs 10:12 says, hatred stirreth up strife, conflict, but love covereth all sins, wrong, or cover all wrongs. It says here, hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers over all wrongs. Some translations may read, love covers all offenses or all transgressions. Okay, what does this mean? Let me break it. They say it's broken down here. Hatred looks for a fight and refuses to smooth things over. But love desires peace between warring parties and will not be involved in provoking dissension. So, hatreds or intense dislike stir up confusion, stir up conflict, but love covereth all sin. I said earlier, the way I, the way you, the way myself, the way I see you can dictate, maybe not in all arenas, but it can dictate my behavior toward you. The scripture, when I bring in that scripture, hatred stirs up wrath, it stirs up conflict, but love covers a multitude of wrongs. The way I look at you, if I'm looking at you through his eyes, though, that's what makes the difference. That's what makes it. Now, it doesn't, so to speak, it doesn't negate or take away the fact that my behavior to you still comes at you as a result. In other words, wisdom comes at you as a result of how I see you. The behavior is still there, but it's altered now because I'm looking at you not just from my perspective, but through his perspective. So whereas I would normally may say, for example, I said earlier, I don't trust my mate. I don't trust my mate. Because I don't trust my mate, my action or my behavior toward her is a result of me not trusting her. So she leave her cell phone and walk away or get in her car and leave. I'm glancing at it. I'm glancing at the cell phone. I'm looking at the cell phone coming to it. I'm wondering, do I flip through it? The reason is because I'm having trust issues. I'm having trust issues. God knows that. He knows that I'm having trust issues with that. However, when I'm looking at it through his eyes, now I'm having a conversation about it though. I'm having a conversation with my mate versus I'm only looking at it, and every chance I get, because I don't trust her, my behavior is the same thing. It's the same way. I'm not looking at trying to get it resolved. I want to get in a position where I do trust you. I'm not worried about when you say, hey, I'm going to be home at 7 o'clock. Well, it's 8 o'clock now. I'm wondering what's going on. Instead of my mindset thinking the absolute worst, I'm thinking so much negativity. Because now I'm thinking and looking at the situation. Now, it didn't remove the trust issue. Now, the trust issue is still there because something could have happened to cause you to, it don't just remove, but the way you handle it, the way you're looking at the situation. That's what I'm talking about. Your perspective. The perspective. Looking through it through God's eye. I don't trust you. Now that didn't change. That didn't change. But now I want to find a way. can we fix it, Miss Tree? Can we fix this thing? Because I don't want to continue on just always not trusting you. Continue constantly not trusting you. Because everything you do is suspect now. No. Talk to him, Big Bless, what you got?